What if you could have your own personal AI assistant, one that actually does stuff in the real world, like sending emails for you? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to build, from scratch. We'll be using this amazing tool called N8N, and trust me, you'll be shocked at how fast this all comes together.
So, build a personal AI assistant in just 5 minutes? I know, it sounds a little crazy, right? Like it should be way more complicated. But honestly, with the right tools, it's totally possible. So let's just dive right in, and I'll show you exactly how. Okay, so the magic ingredient here is a tool called N8N. Now, if you've never heard of it, think of it as a super powerful platform for making different apps and services talk to each other. It's basically the engine that's going to run our entire AI assistant.
And here's what's so cool about N8N. And by the way, it's pronounced N8N. It's what's called a no-code or low-code platform. That means it's super approachable, even if you're a total beginner. But, and this is a big but, if you're a developer, you can actually jump in and write your own custom JavaScript. So it perfectly bridges that gap between easy to use and incredibly powerful.
Just to give you some context, you might have heard of other tools like Make. So how does NN stack up? Well, the biggest difference is that NN is open source. That means you can actually host it yourself, which is a huge deal for privacy and control. And maybe the best part? Its free tier is super generous. You can build some seriously cool stuff without having to pull out your credit card right away.
Okay, enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty and actually build this thing. We're starting with a totally blank canvas inside NN, and we're going to put our AI assistant together piece by piece.
So every automation like this has a basic structure. Ours is going to have 4 main parts. Just think of it like building a person, right? First, you need the trigger. That's the signal to start. Then you have the agent, which is like the assistant's brain. That brain needs the model, which is the actual intelligence. And finally, you need the tools. Think of these as the assistant's hands, letting it actually do things.
First things first, we need a way to talk to our assistant. So we're going to add what's called a chat trigger. It's super simple. It just gives us a little chat box where we can type in our instructions. This is literally the starting gun for the whole process.
All right, trigger's in. Now comes the really fun part. We need to give this thing a brain. It's time to hook up the AI that will actually understand what we're asking it to do. So in NN, we do this by adding an AI agent node. This is the central command center, the brain that makes the decisions. Its job is to look at our instruction and figure out the next step. And for now, we'll just leave its mission as the default, which is pretty straightforward. You are a helpful assistant.
But here's a super important point. The agent itself is just an empty shell. It's a brain without any thoughts. To actually make it think, we have to connect it to a large language model. Something like OpenAI's ChatGPT.
And to do that, you're going to need something called an OpenAI API key. It's easy to get. You just go to their website, create an account, and generate a new key. Then you just copy and paste that right into N8N. Now, just a quick heads up, using the API isn't free. It's a paid service, and you pay based on tokens, which are basically tiny pieces of words that the AI processes.
Okay, once we're connected, we get to pick our model. We're going to go with GPT-4o Mini. It's the newest, and it's this awesome mix of being super smart, but also really cost-effective. It's pretty much the perfect choice for this kind of project.
And this is where NN just shines. You are not locked into OpenAI at all. You could easily swap this out for one of Anthropic's Claude models, or maybe something specialized for coding like DeepSeek Coder. There's even a service called OpenRouter that lets you connect to basically any model you want, including some free ones, which is great for just playing around.
So let's recap. Our assistant can hear us thanks to the trigger, and it can think thanks to the agent and the model. So what's next? Well, we need to give it a memory so it can remember our conversation, and we need to give it tools so it can actually get stuff done.
Giving it a memory is super easy. We just add this one node called window buffer memory. All this does is let the agent remember the last, say, 10 things we said to each other. It's the difference between a one-off command and having an actual conversation.
Okay, memory is sorted. Now for the hands. I mean, an AI assistant is kinda useless if it's stuck in its own little box, right? It needs to interact with the real world. So we're gonna give it a Gmail tool, which will let it send emails for us.
And setting this up is way easier than you'd think. You just connect your Gmail account, tell it you want to send email, and then here's the magic part. You just tick a box that lets the AI figure out the recipient, the subject, and the message all on its own. You don't have to manually connect the dots. It just understands your prompt. We can even throw in a custom signature to make it look professional.
And that's it. The build is done. Seriously. We have our trigger, our brain, our memory, and our hands. All the parts are connected. Now there's only one thing left to do. Let's see if it works.
Okay, here's the command we're going to give it. Send an email to commercial.test@email.com to schedule a meeting for March 25th, 2026. It's a pretty clear, real-world task. Let's see how it handles it.
All right, I'm hitting execute now. You can see it's running, the trigger has fired, the agent is thinking, figuring out what tool it needs. Come on. And done. Success. Email sent. The workflow ran perfectly. The agent knew exactly what to do, it wrote the email, and it used our Gmail tool to send it out. How cool is that? So let's just break down what just happened there, really fast. Our simple chat command went on a little journey. The chat trigger heard us, the AI agent understood the goal, the GPT-4o model actually wrote a professional email, and the Gmail tool sent it on its way. Every single piece did its job perfectly. And there you have it. In what? Just a few minutes, we built a genuinely useful AI assistant that can take a command and perform an action in the real world. And look, sending an email is just the start. You could add tools to manage your calendar, do research online, post to social media, literally anything you can think of. So I guess the only question left is, now that you see how easy this is, what are you going to automate first?